canceled, canceled, canceled. Well, it's not often you get to see community outrage like this, but you know what? Let's thank Target for this one. Not the video I was gonna make this week, but I felt like we needed to talk about it. Let's dive into it right now. In case you've been living underneath a rock right now, Target's in a tough spot with the Transformer community because a lot of people, a majority of people, have had their pre-order for Starscream canceled and they are totally out of luck. But first, if you do enjoy what we're doing here on the channel, think about hitting that like button as well, hitting that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos or weekly live streams. Anyways, thank you for your support. So a lot of people out there in the community are in a tough spot right now because they've had their Starscream pre-order canceled from Target for no good reason. They have left them out to dry. There's a chance that they will not be able to get the More Than Meets the Eye Starscream now that Target has officially canceled the pre-order. So Target has this line, the More Than Meets the Eye line from Hasbro, and it primarily features a lot of reissues, a lot of repaints, okay? It's got Scourge, it's got Hot Rod, Optimus Prime, and Megatron. It's got a lot of good characters, but for some reason Hasbro did the insanity and they included More Than Meets the Eye Starscream in here, which is the new Seeker mold of Starscream. We've already had Thundercracker, we've already had Skywarp, they've been pretty easy to acquire, but Starscream is exclusive to Target, and this was a horrible idea because we knew how it was going to go. It always goes the same way, and people are fed up with what has happened. My social media was blowing up the other day. Every single post was, my Starscream got canceled, 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 canceled. And you know what? A lot of people are in trouble here because there's a good chance they will not be able to get Starscream. And we'll go into finer details later in the video. But first, let's do a quick recap to make sure we're all on the same page here. Some backstory to make sure we're all on the same page here. Basically, whenever Target or Walmart, one of these exclusive retailers, does an exclusive, we need to make sure we understand the facts here. What happens? We're going to use Targeted example because Target is who we're talking about in this specific example, and we're going to use Target. So basically, when a retailer wants an exclusive from Hasbro, they reach out to Hasbro and say, hey, I want something to bring the customers in. What do you got? And Hasbro says, we're working on this. And we're like, and Target goes, okay, well, we're going to buy the entire line. We're going to fund that. We're going to buy all the stock off of that product, and that's ours now. And Hasbro goes, yeah, sure, you can buy it all, but we're going to keep 10% and we're going to put that on Hasbro Pulse as a little bonus for our customers. So let's deal some numbers here. Let's say Target has 100,000 More Than Meets the Eye figures. That's 10%. That's 10,000 figures going Hasbro Pulse. I'm just making up numbers. But the fact is, the other 90,000, that belongs to Target. Target does whatever it wants to do with it. It sells it. It keeps it in a warehouse somewhere. It doesn't matter. Hasbro has no control over that anymore. And the reason I bring this up because I've seen somebody reach out and try to complain to Hasbro that Target canceled his pre-order, but unfortunately Hasbro has no recourse here. They sold all the stock to Target and Target's in control, so it kind of sucks. The problem is with these exclusives, this often happens. The retailer kind of fumbles it. They're really hard to get, and a lot of people get upset. And the problem that makes this situation even worse is that they made Starscream an exclusive, who is one of the primary Transformer characters. It's not a repaint. It's not some reissue. This is a new mold, a new version of the character, and one of the most sought after characters in Transformers history, the Decepticon second in command, Starscream. And the problem is a lot of people are not going to end up being able to add him to your collection. Now, I just happen to have Starscream right here. He's a really sweet figure, and I feel bad for all those people out there that won't be able to acquire him, but it really sucks. He was quite easy to find here in Canada. We don't have Targets anymore, so EB Games had him as well. There was many independent retailers that did sell him, and I know for a fact that many people people in the USA are reaching out to these Canadian e-tailers to see if they can get a Starscream sent their way. I know Command Store was selling a lot of product to the Americans down south. Anyways, so Starscream's pretty awesome, but I feel bad for anyone that can't get him. So there's been a lot of rumors going around on the internet right now related to this whole situation. One person had apparently insider information that there was only less than 200 Starscreams left for the entire continental USA, and that was like as of today, the filming of this video, August 6th. And you know what? That is insanity that it could be down to that much stock right now after this just being released. Of course, there's actually another rumor going around that Target actually ditched its stock of what was left of the More Than Meets the Eye line for Starscream, the Insecticons, and Prowl in Asia because it was actually too expensive to bring it over here to North America because of what's going on in the world, you know, all this turmoil, and they were like, it was cheaper just to ditch it in Asia. So you'll probably see a lot of Starscreams, Prowls, and Insecticons show up on Asian markets and, you know, online stores, and that might be one path for you to get it beside paying eBay scalper prices, which we know is going to happen. So if this is true about Target ditching its stock in Asia because it was too expensive to bring over, this could have a lot of ramifications for future exclusives. You know what? Maybe they might have to give up on them or slow them down a lot because, once again, they bought everything from the company, Hasbro in this case, right? They've already paid for it, but if it's too expensive to bring across the seas for all these different reasons, like, there's a chance that we might not see very many more exclusives, retailer exclusives from Target or even Walmart in the coming future. Only time will tell on that. Maybe the situation gets better, maybe the operational conditions improve, but that is going to be something that we learn with time. But right now, it looks like to get a Starscream at Target is going to be very, very difficult, and that includes Prowl and the Insecticons. Also, I included in the thumbnail the G.I. Joe Night Force G.I. Joe Classified 2-pack is also apparently getting in this as well, where a lot of people are getting their pre-orders canceled. So pre-orders, exclusives canceled across the board for a lot of people, and that really sucks because the point of a pre-order is you should be able to take it and then fulfill it. That's the point of a pre-order. You take it and you fulfill it. A lot of companies are able to take them but not fulfill them, and it is leaving customers really, really upset, and it's making people really hate the collecting community right now, and you know what? It's leaving with a bad taste in their mouth. Also, if I was Hasbro, I would also really, really reconsider never putting primary characters as part of exclusive lines, because that is just a bad idea. Obviously, it's a great draw for the retailer, but when we have situations like this where the pre-order situation just completely falls apart and people cannot get their item fulfilled, it leaves a horrible taste in their mouth, and it wants them to possibly leave the collecting community or give up on getting these things from Hasbro, from Target, from Walmart, and it defeats the purpose that these exclusives are supposed to draw people in. People hate the idea of having to hunt these things through the stores, check the back rooms, check with the stock people, you know, can you find me one, and have to visit like 10 or 12 different stores, different Targets in the area, and still not find them. The people do not like that level of hunting. They want to be able to go into a couple stores, find it, be able to just pick it up off the shelf, not worry about scalpers. And the thing is, with this situation, with the idea that a lot of people will not be able to get Starscream, I think the scalper situation is going to go through the roof, because I think people are going to see an opportunity. Wow, I can like triple the price on my Starscream here, or you know, I found an extra one somehow I found one at a store, and they're going to be able to put this up on eBay, sell it through the roof, because a lot of people are just like, I need it. I have Thundercracker, I have Skywarp, I have Starscream, they're all here, my set's complete. But there's a lot of people out there that will not have complete sets because Target totally totally messed this up. The world is in such a state right now. And the thing is, collecting is becoming harder and harder. And when it becomes hard, it's not fun. So you know what? Let me know in the comments. Did you have your Target pre-order for Starscream canceled? Or your Insecticons or your Night Force Ninja guys? Or even Prowl? Did you have those canceled? Or did you manage to get your Starscream from Target? Were you one of the few and the proud that actually acquired him at Target? Have you found him just, in the wild? Let us know in the comments what your situation is and what are you going to do? Try to go to some of these Asian websites and try to locate one and secure one? Or are you going to join the dark side and go to eBay and pay scalper prices to make sure you secure your Starscream? Let me know in the comments how you're doing, because I'm curious to know, because I know for a fact my social media was just blowing up with people complaining that they will not be able to get Starscream, and they are totally freaking out and totally upset with the situation. I know I would too. I was lucky enough to get mine ahead of time, but you know what? I know there's going to be a lot of people in trouble out there. So let me know in the comments what you're thinking. You know what? If you've stayed here this long and watched me rant, think about watching this other video right here. It's another great one. And you know what? I really appreciate your support. Hit the subscribe, hit the like button, and thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.